Basic.
How to grill chicken.
Yeah.
How to tell when chicken's done without having to cut it open.
Yeah, so why not use this time to increase your knowledge?
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good one, man.
If you're single and you want to learn how to cook, or if you're a mom and you don't know how to cook because you suck,
here's your chance.
Learn how to cook.
Yeah, we write at dawn. Let's shine.
There's stuff all over the internet. All over the internet. If you want to know how to manicure your beaver paddle,
bam,
or your mullet,
hint, 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 hint.
It tells you how you can best take care of your hair so that you don't have the split ends. Seriously.
Which I'm not going to say why. I have been very close to Donnie, and I've never seen one split end in that mullet. Not one time have I ever.
Now,
and every now and then, like the wind catches it and it blows it around, and it's comforting like aroma about it. I don't know what he uses for shampoo, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, what do you use for shampoo, Donnie? And by the way, I know you're not used to this, but you need to get up closer to your mic when you talk.
Yeah, I never talk in the mic.
You don't get to. It is what it is. So Mrs.
D. Smith.
Yeah. What do you call it? It's Smoking Hot, Mrs. Smoking Hot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a nickname that you guys have given her, but yeah, I kind of taken that.
It just rolls off the tongue nicely.
I guess
say it
Smoking Hot.
It just rolls off of it, man.
We have our own Joe Dirt.
God bless him,
Mr. Dirte.
You know what? 6 months ago, if you would have ever told me, hey, there's going to be a time that a pandemic's going to take over the world, and you guys are going to get Donnie Smith a microphone to talk on the podcast, I'd have said, you're a liar, man. That's never going to happen.
You lying son of a bitch right there. But no, we let him out of his cage. You know, he is really good at what he does. You know, he brings a quality podcast to the people.
We take no credit for this. We literally come in once a week, sit down in front of a couple of microphones with a couple of laptops in front of us, and we just act a fool.
And he generally has
Donnie makes this sound buttery, and he makes it be all tits, and he makes it happen for us.
You know, and he gives us an itinerary to follow. Most of the time we don't. You know this, but we kind of go off the rail, and then. But, you know, we both have trucks, and
we should put a video together of all the times Donnie just throws the papers up in the booth. Like, it is all. Oh, there's one.
There's one, Donnie. Yeah.
Screw it. It's all over with, you know.
1923.
Like, there's so many times I see papers flying and MG cracking, and like, oh, we're off the rails. Sorry, bud.
And he has no hard coffee tonight.
Which is weird. Is it hard to find right now, Donnie? PBR hard coffee, kind of like toilet paper. You can't find it.
No. I decided to take this indoor stuff. Just getting me just making me feel real lazy. You know, I'm not really able to do my normal day to day, as it were. But yeah, I'll sip on one. It's an easy fixture. All you gotta do is just mix it.
Oh, okay. Agreed.
That was funny. That was genuinely funny. Almost got a tear out of the eye on that one. Did you
brought a tear to your?
So when you drink the hard coffees and stuff, and you go to work on airplanes, does it make you jittery, or
no?
You just like ice?
No, it's easy. I'm doing it before the podcast. I get a little upended, just trying to keep us on track. But yeah, I know how to work and do my work. This is just me.
Gotta work the work, man. I don't know. You know, I deal with washing machines. You deal with airplanes, and I can't imagine.
I like to think there's some common ground there. I don't know why I think that, but I like to think there's some common.
I have wrenches. His are cooler.
It'd be a lot cooler if they were.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I have a truck. He has a Trans Am.
Which is a badass Trans Am, dude. I mean, Donnie and I ran down
79, right?
Yeah.
79. Yeah, Donnie and I ran down to the store. I don't know. It's been 2 or 3 weeks ago before we recorded the podcast to get some beer, and the amount of heads that Trans Am turns when you're in it is absolutely unbelievable. I like to think that I like to know that there's enough people in the world that appreciate a Trans Am.
Well, not only the amount of heads that it turns, but the amount of donuts it'll turn.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
That thing will pin you against the door panel.
It's like an e-ticket ride at Disneyland, man. I mean, you get in that and he cuts it loose. And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
One hand's at the other arm out the window. Woo!
I looked into one time at like MGD. What do they call it? What is that called when they wrap? I looked into having a wrap done for his Trans Am that was like MGD. And I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but Christmas is a long time away.
That's true. That's true. He's got the MGD dice, which are not really dice. There's 2 empty beer cans of MGD with a string tied to it and hung over his rearview mirror.
It's not like string, it's yarn. It's because it's lime green. It's yarn.
Yeah, it couldn't be normal.
But wait, Donnie, when's your birthday? When's your birthday? Because that may happen during your birthday, bud.
When's my birthday?
September,
when's
right?
your birthday?
Yeah, September.
Did I wake you up? I mean,
Yeah, wake him up when September ends. That's when his birthday is.
Yeah, it's my birthday is September 24th.
oh, see, that's a little closer than Christmas at least.
Yeah.
Still wrapping season.
You're right, yeah.
Speaking of which, turkey season. Wah, wah, wah.
What's going to happen, though? What's going to happen with? Hey, you know what's funny about that is I was talking to Sarge yesterday. You brought up hunting, and we've talked about the hunting lease on the podcast a few times. So you know, a few weeks ago we came to the time of the year that we need to re-up that lease again, and we have paid the deposit on it, and then this broke out. So Sarge calls me and he's like, "Hey, man, talk to my brother. How do you feel about the lease? What do you mean?" And this is crazy that this conversation happened, that we're having to think about things like this. He said, well, I'm looking at things. I don't know what the price of gas is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be like as far as a place to stay over there. Like, do we need to pull out? And I'm like, well, let's think about this in the big picture. Like, if you're thinking about things being apocalyptic, and I don't know about where you guys are around the studio. I've never been in a Walmart around the studio. But I know the Walmart close to my house is having a very hard time keeping up with the demand for meat. The meat section is getting cleared out.
Right.
So I told him, I said, if we're talking in those terms, the meat thing, we know there's a shit ton of deer there to kill. We know we could put them in the freezer. That may be something that we need to take into consideration, like that we can go out there and get meat to put in the freezer once October hits.
Yeah, you got a spot to get meat to put in the freezer, and there's nothing that's going to keep your car off the road. You know, you're going from one place to the next. You know, it's the only reason you'd have to get out would be to pump gas, which, by the way, they're saying don't even get gas in your car unless you have a pair of gloves on.
And please heed that advice.
Yeah, seriously, heed that advice. You know, HIV lives outside the body for 24 hours. COVID,
HIV?
Yeah. COVID?
37, bud. 37 hours it can live on the surface.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. Speaking of that, you just said that about getting gas. Here's something that I heard the other day that I never thought. Debit card. You have women that are putting debit cards in their bras. You have people that are holding them in their mouth when they open a door. This and that. They stick those in the machine. Then you stick yours in the machine. That can transfer that disease. So,
God, I never even thought about that. The inside of every card machine is like COVID City.
So, yeah, you have to think about it. I mean, who thought we would ever be at a point in our life that we're having to think about that?
Yeah. Who came up with the name COVID?
I was wondering that the other day. I know where coronavirus came from.
Yeah, and I know the 19 is because it started in December of 2019. But like coronavirus, VI, what's the D?
What's the D?
Who gave it the D?
Dickhead.
That's funny. Yeah, no, back to the online classes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's say you have a lawnmower, weed eater, weed whacker, whatever you want to call it. Maybe one of those blowers,
Weeders.
power blowers, and that kind of stuff. Unless you got a smoking hot missus. See where I went with that?
You did that.
Yeah. You can actually take it's not really a course like you take a test or anything, but you watch this guy completely disassemble and put together the parts that you need to service on a mower every year before you go out and mow. And I thought, well, that's cool. You know, you're still going to have to mow your grass. Not like your grass carries COVID-19. You're going to have to still get out and sweat it out and do that. So at least you have one thing to do during the summer, at least one day. But you can also learn how to change your oil. For those people who don't know, you can learn how to check your fluids. You can learn how to change your tire. You know, there's no more
You know what?
excuses.
That's awesome that you're bringing up these very basic things that people teach themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hope everybody understands the resource that YouTube is. I mean, you can learn how to do brain surgery if you want. I mean,
YouTube is the finest college out there.
okay, I got a question for Donnie. Like, of your list of things to do
Yep.
to keep yourself busy, or you and your family, what's the go to for you? What's on the top of that list?
Right now, it's just watching the Happy Gilmore's Billy Matt. That's what me and the Miss has been in.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
See, I think that's good, man. We need to be watching stuff that puts a smile on people. You know, like there's an incredible amount of stress, and I think we all need to like take a moment, take a breath, and do stuff that's putting a smile on our face, man. Because this is a shitty time. It's a very shitty time. So we all need to find that whatever it is to put a smile on our face, make us laugh, man, and get through this.
Well, I can tell you it's going to last a lot longer than 8 weeks. Secondly, guess what? All these shows that you're watching, you only get to watch the episodes that are in the can, and then it's
Oh,
done.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Because they shut all production down, didn't they?
they sure did.
Yeah,
On the West Coast.
something that's thought to be doing though is to try and do things that you never really had time for. Like the Miss she's teaching me how to bake bread.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
A loaf of bread?
a loaf of bread.
a simple loaf of bread.
It's
dude.
easy. It's surprisingly easy.
I would have never thought, man.
It just
See,
ta-
that's great.
Yeah,
man.
it just takes time. You know, because you got to.
and that's also something you may need to know how to do in 3 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks down the road. You may need to know how to do.
Yeah, you know, you flour and oil and
Some salt.
a little bit of yeast and some salt. Yeah. I'm
So
sorry,
if you
man.
made rye bread, if you're going to make a couple loaves of rye bread, you can make rye bread and rye whiskey, couldn't you? I mean, is that how that works?
I suppose.
The microphone.
I suppose you could.
That was good. Damn, I wish I had a Trans Am. I'd talk cooler like that.
That's what I should do. I should find a way to gather up the shit to make a still in my garage.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You know, I should expand my knowledge base and make a still.
Dude, yeah, you know, okay, let's say you make a still. You have a bunch of wine that somebody give you for your birthday, and you're like, and you're inside, you're like, wine sucks. I'm never going to drink this shit.
Yeah, I hate wine.
Yeah. Well, so you can take that wine and dump it into the vat because it's about 11% alcohol, and you can distill the wine into alcohol.
And then make myself lose my eyesight for a while.
Well, no, because you throw out the head, but you'll be
Why
distilling.
would I do that? I mean, I've never done that. Have you ever drank moonshine that made you lose your eyesight? Have you ever done that?
No, I lost my eyesight at Rocklahoma once, though. I sure did. I forgot how to.
I've never done that, but I've talked to a lot of old timers that have. Like,
I forgot how
I
to.
guess they drink the head off of it. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, that's the bad. You don't drink the head off of it. You throw about half pint away, then you're good to go. But yeah, you know, all they're doing is distilling beer. I mean, that's what you call the wort, the mix. You know, once it's stayed for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, whatever. You know, that's beer, right? And so you take that and you pump that into the still, and then you distill the beer.
Why do we not have a still right now? Like, Jesus, we could have been doing this all along.
Donnie, you know how to build still?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
That's what I like to hear. A team player. A team player is what I like to hear.
Well, I mean, he's like, yeah, I can fix airplanes. I can build a still. 3217, Donnie.
Whoa, you guys okay over there? You guys okay?
Yeah, I lost a fork.
Okay.
It's all good.
Like, what was that? You guys get in a fight?
No,
Oh,
it's
shit.
just a fork.
Okay.
Fell off
Shit,
the
I thought
table.
there was blows being thrown.
No, it fell off.
Yeah, what? I mean, yeah, I should build a still in the. That's how crazy things are, dude. In Oklahoma and Tulsa right now, you can contact a restaurant and they will give you beer or cocktails to go.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I think they've had to relax some sort of thing to be able to do that.
That's technical.
Yeah, I don't work in the restaurant industry, so I don't know things, but I know Donnie's
all
Well, Donnie's brother, his brother